Hey, this is Julie Lanford, the cancer dietitian, and I'm going to show you how to make a very simple tofu chocolate pudding today. It actually only has 3 ingredients, 4 if you really want to, but all you need is some tofu, which I have here. This package is 12.3 ounces. I think my official recipe says 14 ounces, but we're going to go with this. I've actually pre-refrigerated it so that the pudding's going to be cool when it's made right away, but you can use it not refrigerated if you want to. Cocoa powder, okay, no one pays me to say this, but this is the best chocolatey tasting cocoa powder. It's Hershey's Cocoa Special Dark. It's the only kind I buy. All right, and then we have, for our sweetener, I'm using maple syrup today. This is a really large container, but that's what I have. You could use really any kind of syrup. You could use honey, you could use agave. If you're into that, you could probably use corn syrup. Just something that's gonna give the pudding its sweet taste. Personally, I like the liquid. Honey's a little bit thicker, and so I like the liquid consistency of the maple syrup, so that's what I'm using. So all you have to do, you take your tofu, and if you're somebody who's never tried tofu before, this is still a really great way to introduce yourself or your family. Just, don't tell them it's in there. So you pour it in. If you have a blender, you could do this in a blender. It's just harder to get it out of the blender container, so I like to use my food processor here. All right, stuck in the box. There we go. Doesn't it look delicious already? All right, and then it calls for a 1/4 cup of cocoa powder. Even though it's a little less tofu than in the recipe, I'm fine with that because I like chocolate. So what I usually do is put the cocoa powder in, and I start to blend it up before I add the syrup. So you can see it's going to get that really dark brown color that you want out of chocolate pudding. So if you didn't tell somebody there was tofu in there, there's no way they're going to know, because the blended tofu is actually the consistency of the pudding that you want. All right, so it's going pretty well. I'm going to pour my syrup a little less than a 1/4 cup and just slowly let it blend in there. So the nice thing about sweetening your pudding yourself is that you can decide how much sugar that you want to add to it. If you make it and you think it's too sweet, the next time you can use less. You can always add more so that you can control exactly how much you want to put in there. So there we have it. That's pretty much it for the pudding. Now we're going to get to taste it. You may actually need to sort of stir it up a little bit. And on my website, this recipe is listed out and you can print it, but I also have a recipe for a avocado chocolate pudding. The reason I like the tofu version better, they both taste pretty much the same. The tofu version will have a little bit more protein in it. Also, tofu is always ready to be used. With avocado chocolate pudding, you have to get the avocados just right, and then you're kind of stuck if you can't find ripe avocados. So I'm going to go ahead, put some in a bowl here for us to taste, and let you know that you can find the recipe on my website, which is cancerdietitian.com, and that I am doing these videos along with some other with a community nutrition collaborative with the Second Harvest Food Bank dietitian, as well as the Forsyth County Health Department dietitian, and our goal is just to improve the health of our community. So I'm actually going to invite them in to also taste the pudding with me. So this is Jane and Lynn.
Thank you.
Hope you find it delicious.
Looks great. Thank you.
Does it look like pudding? It's really
It looks like pudding.
All right.
Very good.
Very chocolate.
Good job. Yummy.
Thanks.